What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're looking for a resource that you can use to help you be more compassionate when it comes to how you're approaching other people, dealing with other people, then this is a book that I highly recommend. It's something that I read a few years ago, and I'll often go back and reference it because there's just so many great lessons and techniques to help us have a better understanding of the people around us, why they may do what they do, why we may do what we do, and to think about how we can approach things with a compassion first mindset instead of maybe resorting to anger and frustration. It's actually based on a course that I think is very good as well. This is actually kind of a guideline to the course that they made in a book form. And you could actually take this course for, I believe it's only $45, and they actually have options for anybody who can't afford the $45 as well. So it's really great. It's not something that I'm affiliated with. It's just something that I believe is a good resource for anybody who's looking to learn in this direction, because the transformative lessons in this book really start off right away. As a matter of fact, the first lesson is really the one that really resonated with me the most, which is to understand that every action that a person takes is to meet a need that they may have. A lot of times, because of our arrogance or our ego, when somebody around us does something that we don't like, it's so easy to think that it has something to do with us. But if we could just step outside of that and try to think first, why is this person taking this action? What need is being unmet that they're trying to fulfill by taking this action? Then it immediately gives you an opportunity to look at things from their point of view first, have a sense of empathy for what may be going on, and then we can consider how we want to approach it from there. Just imagine somebody, a friend of yours, goes into your wallet and steals $100. At face value, this is a huge violation, right? You're thinking, this person stole from me. I trusted this person. What's going on? You may want to obviously get your money back. People resort to violence over these type of things. But what if your friend told you that they lost their job? They don't know how they're going to pay the bills. They don't know how they're going to put food on the plates for their children. How would you feel if that were the case? It doesn't mean that you're not justified in any of your responses. It certainly does not mean that that person is justified to ever take anything from you. It just helps us shift our perspective to understand what may be happening. And most people, if they understand something like this, it'll soften their approach. I know that if somebody were stealing from me for something like that, I wouldn't ask for the money back. I'm not going to leave my wallet around this person anymore. I may not even associate with that person anymore, right? Because nobody's justified in taking something from you. It just helps you have that compassion first approach. And this book is filled with lessons like this. And what I really like is it tests your limit to how far you want to take this level of understanding. Because just like with everything else, the easy things are easy. It's how we approach the difficult things that matter. It's easy to be compassionate when nothing is on the line. It's difficult to be compassionate when everything is on the line, especially our pride, especially things that are going to hurt us, right? Look at a relationship where one person cheats on the other person. People, this is, I believe, one of the number one reasons for divorces. It's the number one reason for people breaking up. It's that and finances. I forget which one it is, but they're obviously always neck and neck. And if you decide to end your relationship over this, again, that's perfectly justified. You don't have to accommodate to somebody who's going to betray your trust in that way if you guys have that type of agreement that you're not going to do these type of things. But it helps. It helps you to drop the anger. It helps you to drop the anger if you understand that this other person is very lonely, doesn't know how to feel connected, doesn't know how to find a positive outlet for this type of despair and made a bad choice. So many men, you'll hear about them using infidelity, having different relationships as a way to have some feeling of control in their lives. You hear this a lot about with men who are in a relationship or they're married and they lose their job, or they're in a relationship and a woman is making more money than them. They don't know how to manage their emotions and this feeling of not having control. And so one outlet that they go to have this level of control is to be with another person. And again, it doesn't mean that this is something that is appropriate. It's just going to allow you to drop that anger, because when we're constantly resorting to anger first instead of compassion first, it's just like that saying of drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. We're responding with anger, and it's not serving us in any form or any sort of capacity. And so we have to try to flip that as much as possible, not for the other person's sake, not so that you're constantly letting people off the hook. I think it's fantastic to be compassionate towards other people, and something that we always need to be mindful and considerate of, but it goes both ways. It allows us to walk around with a lighter heart. It allows us to walk around with less of this burden of resentment towards people and move much more freely in this world. And that's really the importance of compassion. So this is a great book. Again, when I would study and learn about where the best information is kept in books, it's actually at the very beginning of a book. Books are totally different from movies. What happens in a movie is they want you to pay attention, but they're building up to that peak, right? They're building up to that climax, which is towards the end, so that you're leaving the movie theater with this exhilarated mood, and you think the movie's wonderful, and you're walking out and you're ready to tell everybody about it. A book is actually completely different with a book, because I believe 90% of books that are read, people don't actually make it past the first chapter. So what an author wants to do is they want to put their most powerful idea in the front of the book, because if they could catch you with that most powerful idea, then hopefully that'll gain the momentum for the reader to continue on and finish that book. So I think it's no accident that this is what is at the forefront of this book, is just understanding that every action that a person has is meant to meet a need that they do not have. And it's extremely helpful. So I wanted to share that one with you. Again, this is the Compassion book. It's really good if you're looking for something like this. And I'll talk to you in the next video.